afternoon, people that are watching us. In this opportunity, we have the chance to talk with about how environmental pollution is affecting the bees all over the world. With us is this Berghe, Dr. Erik van den Berghe, PhD in evolutionary ecology and University of California, Santa Barbara, and Master in biology, Simon Fraser University, and degree in zoology, and University of Washington. Okay. Nowadays, he is working on Pan American Agricultural School Zamorano, the Latin American Harvard, and as a teacher of ecology and cosmo management. Please say hello to the camera.
Hello, everybody.
Please, okay, doctor, please tell us which is the real situation that we are living with the bees disappearance nowadays, and why is happening.
Okay, I assume you're talking honeybees. Apis mellifera, yes?
Yes.
Okay. The biggest problem that they have is an increase in mites. Mites are very small parasites that when the numbers are very high, they block the breathing channels and the bees can't breathe. There are basically two types of honeybees. The mites originated in China and were introduced into the New World, and the European honeybee has no defense against it. So that's been the main cause of the decline in bees, is the increase in the Chinese mites in attacking and killing the European bees.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting. The next question is, along the times, animals have been developing some resistant to different changes in the environment. Can bees develop resilience to the environmental contaminants?
Maybe, maybe. Okay, pollution and particular, I wouldn't call it so much contaminants as deliberate spraying of crops, where you're using pesticides to kill pest insects, but by accident the bees get exposed and they get killed by that as well. So besides the mite problem, there is the contaminant problem also. The parasites that are being well, the pests that are normally the target of the excuse me, of the pesticides, those develop resistance much faster than honeybees. The reason being that honeybees have a much slower generation time. Hives, and particular, all the workers in the hive are very closely related, and they're all offspring of the same mother, okay, the same queen. That queen can live many years. So the hive does not have a chance to develop any resistance. If you kill the queen, you kill the hive. If you kill the workers, she produces more workers that also get killed. But unless there's the queens can evolve resistance from generation to generation, there's no resistance being generated. Most beekeepers change queens periodically because that makes the bees more docile, less aggressive. But they bring in queens from somewhere else. So even if the local bees are developing some resistance to pesticides, that's all gone as soon as the beekeeper changes queens. So no, it's not likely that the bees are going to evolve.
The United States and other countries are understanding better the importance of the bees for the environment and the agricultural field. Albert Einstein said once, mankind will not survive the honeys bees disappearance from Africa for more than 5 years. Doctor, please tell us, do you know about any kind of politics or laws that are in favor to save the bees?
Laws, I'm not aware of any. I think it's a little bit too pessimistic to only give us 5 years. I think what happens in nature is if honeybees stop being the major pollinators, there are many types of bees. And a lot of people are raising solitary bees and alternative pollinators. Also, a lot of people are moving hives from one field to another, so that the native bees may be heavily affected, but it's also a major industry to keep bees and to have the farmer pay you to bring bees to their field. And so those bees are not exposed to the same pesticides because the farmer knows don't spray on that day when the other bees are there, and then the next day they move, and then they can spray again.
Okay. The next question is, if the main problem is the pollution, can humans develop a new system of the pollution to solve the problematic?
Okay, as far as I'm aware, it is not so much a problem of pollution, like automobile emissions. It's not that. It's more farmers spraying their field with pesticides that are intended to kill pest insects in the field, but also kill bees.
On many social medias, people are saying that the bees extinction is not really happening. And in fact, they are saying that bees are moving to warmer climates due to the constant temperature variation of the tropics. Can we assume that these comments are correct?
Yes and no. Okay. Yes, bees are moving towards warmer climates. One major limiting factor is in the winter time, when the temperatures are too cold in the north, many bees die. They have to have a certain temperature to be able to fly, and cold winters are bad for bees. So warming helps bees and helps them move further north. It also helps the Africanized bees from here move further north into the U.S., which is a mixture, a hybrid between the European honeybee and the African honeybee. And those tend to be very aggressive. And we don't really want those up north. They're responsible for more deaths in the United States than snake bites, for example. Okay.
To conclude, can you please tell us how can we help the bees and improve our environment in order to help the bees decrease the human's impact on the ecosystem?
Right now they're trying things like hybrids with Chinese bees, because the Chinese bees have a behavior to deal with the mites. The Chinese bees to remove the mites physically. Okay, so they're trying to get the European bees to adopt that behavior by producing a hybrid between the Chinese honeybee and the European honeybee, so that they may develop some resistance. There is a serious problem for beekeepers, but it's mostly related to that introduced mite, and much less to pollution.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for this incredible interview. Hope to have you soon in another interview. And good afternoon, public. Hope you like it. And for more information about how the environmental contamination is affecting the bees, enter in our Facebook and Twitter. Thanks.
Thank you.